these days, so many of us, we want to get out on the trail and we want to go trail riding and we want to get our horses out of the arena. I don't know about you guys, but I get pretty bored trotting and standing in 20 and 30 metre circles around the arena all day. And so, I do a lot of horse clinics, travel the country, deliver a lot of things, but at our home, which is on the northeastern corner of the Monaro, we run clinics on the trail. And what they are is where we get people and we take them out of the arena and show them what they can do with their horses out in the paddock, okay, and show them how much training they can achieve when they're actually not locked in somewhere like this. And I breed all my own competition horses, and most of their training happens out in the trail. We're lucky enough to have 2,500 acres, and so I've got plenty of room to work my horses and get them out and get them to enjoy the countryside and keep their minds fresh and their legs fresh without actually having to just go round and round and around the arena. The big thing is for a lot of people when they get out on the trail, it's a safety issue, it's about being safe. When I'm in here, okay, when I'm in this arena, I can pretty much control everything that's going to happen. I can, it's very unlikely a kangaroo's going to hop through this arena or a motorbike's going to just suddenly appear and drive through the middle of those two trees there. It's a pretty controlled environment. So, but when we go out on the trail, and especially for those of you who have to go out and ride on roads or in public reserves and stuff, there's a lot of things you actually can't control, and so suddenly you're exposing yourself to the elements. So the really big thing about all of that is making sure that before you go out on the trail where things are not always in your control, making sure you've got everything happening at home, okay? Now, this beautifully prepared arena, and we have to say really big thank you to John Maxwell from ABI Implements, who stands Y100, who actually has led the Murrumbateman Field Days, the arena rate for in here. This is a beautifully manicured arena. This is the perfect opportunity for me to make sure that my horse is capable of handling everything that is likely to go wrong when I get out on the trail. Now you guys can see, I've just brought a couple of props with me today. They're basic things, you don't need anything flash, instead of having two plastic trees, you can have two tyres or two barrels over there, okay? Two barrels that do this job over here. You don't have to have anything flat, but you just need stuff where you can actually challenge your horse and see where he's at in his training. Now, of course, with all horsemanship, it starts on the ground, okay? And everything I'm going to do as far as exposing my horse, I've already exposed this horse and my other horses to a lot of stimuli on the ground. And I'll do things like crowd them through narrow spaces while I'm lunging them and ride them over tops and all of that stuff, which is going to prepare them for what's going to happen when we get out on the trail. And, my horses all grow up in big paddocks where they're exposed to a lot of this stuff. But even for them, sometimes things can happen that they're not prepared for. And so I need to make sure that when I'm working with them, and any of you who saw my demo earlier on confidence, when I'm working with them, we have a contract, we've got a relationship, and the deal is that, I will not do anything they don't expect, okay? They have to be forewarned about what's going to happen. They have to have a fair idea of what I am going to expect of them, okay? And if we have that relationship whereby I can fulfill my side of the contract, then chances are they're going to fulfill their side of the contract and actually want to work with me. So, if you've got a horse that's never been out in the trail, and we've had horses turn up to home that have never crossed the creek or never even, I've bought a horse once and he'd never even seen a hill, which is really interesting in our country. But, you start to make sure that you have everything under control in that controlled environment. So, and then what you do is when you go out on the trail, okay, then you start looking for things to help you train your horse, okay? Now, anyone who's ever ridden at any of my clinics on the trail will tell you, I love trees, I love rocks, I love bushes, I love anything that I can make my horse work around. So, I might be riding out through the bush and we might have a a couple of nice trees all sitting together. So, you know, I'll come in here, and I was talking this morning about working on circles and getting your horse soft and supple on a circle. You know, so I might actually, you know, work my horse around some trees, okay? Now this gives me something to focus on because I'm looking ahead where I have to go, and it gives them something to focus on because there's an actual physical thing in the middle of the circle that they have to work around. So, you know, we can work this horse around here, get a bend, get a soft, and you know what, I don't like to like go over and over and over. You know, I might do a couple of circles like that, and then I might ride off a bit further. And, you know, and then I might find another tree, and I might pick up and ride another circle around another tree. So what I'm doing is, I don't want to make this monotonous, okay? I want to make this safe, okay? Because I want to make this interesting for my horse. So, you know, if it's interesting and they're paying attention to what I want to do, oh, that's scary. You know what? Stuff like that happens in the bush. I've been riding on my arena and had a tree. I have a big belt of timber up above my arena, and one day I was riding my arena and a tree fell down. You know, it happens. Don't worry about it. And if you don't make an issue of that kind of stuff, the horses won't either. Like, you guys saw, I let her just have a little look. I didn't spur in the belly or go silly. And now I just keep on going on. And now I'm actually using this as a training aid because she wanted to be a little scared of that tree that fell down. So I'm doing a few extra circles here now while I'm talking to you guys so that she knows that that thing on the ground is a really scary thing and nothing to worry about. Okay, so, you know, and now I got a sign of release. There's 5 signs of release we look for in our training. You know, and she just gave me one of them. That kind of tells me that she's okay about that now. So what do? I ride off. Okay, I'll go and do something else. You know, now, if that man had taken fright of that tree falling, okay, straight away, and I will have practiced this in the arena, and I will have worked on it, I'll pull her into a one-range stop. Okay? If I'm feeling at all unsafe, if I'm feeling at all like things are a little out of control, this is always going to be my go-to. I was moving a mob of cattle on Thursday, and I was riding a different horse, and he got a little upset about things, and anyway, you know, it could have ended really badly. You know, I'm in a 400-acre paddock and I'm home on my own. I'm trying to move a mob of cattle. You know, so what do? I just pulled him in a one-range stop. Let him gather his thoughts, let me calm my heart rate down, and when everything was fine and good, I just went on with it again. Okay, so, you know, that putting that one-range stop into your horses in the arena at home is really important to keep you safe when you're out in the trail. So now, one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're out in the trail is, let's say, and like this breed, you know, she's still not real tough about this breed. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make when they're out in the trail is they'll find something that's a little scary, okay? And their horse starts to balk at it. So what they will do is they'll point the horse at the tree, take with 2 eyes, and drive it in the direction. Now, a horse is a prey animal, okay? It is evolved to run away from those things it thinks are going to eat it, okay? So, can you imagine how scary it is for a horse if they're concerned about something and you sit there and try and drive them straight at it when all of their instinct is to turn around and run the other way? So, what we want to do is, we want to make sure that we're safe, because if that horse turns around and runs, okay, I'm in danger. So, we start to get our horse used to the idea of what it is. Now, if you can let a horse look out of something that it's scared of, and you can let it look out of it with just one eye, she in this case, will still feel like she has somewhere to go. You guys can see, imagine she's taking fright of these trees and shine and carrying on. If I am working her around the object that scares her, okay, firstly I am fulfilling her need to move. Remembering, she's a prey animal. When something scares her, she wants to run away. So, at least at the moment, she feels like she has somewhere to expend her in. Okay, she's moving forward. And she feels like she has an escape route because she's not actually being made to face the thing that scares her. Whereas if I was to try and drive her in here, she's going to get scared about that. So you'll start out, and it's ideal if you can work a circle. I'll talk about what you can do if you can't work a circle in a minute. But if you can work a circle around whatever's scaring your horse, okay, and you can work it, I don't care if you have to do a circle that's 200 metres wide to start with, okay, get them and work them around in the circle. Now as that horse starts to relax, you can ask them to go a little closer to the circle. But the last thing you want to do is go yah in here after 3 circles, okay? So let them get comfortable with the idea. Now, in horse training, we'll talk about, like, you know, advance and retreat and rewarding the slightest stride. So if I have a horse that's a bit concerned about stuff, like, I will actually work on them until I feel them relax a little bit. Now, you have to reward your horse. Okay, horses learn by the release of pressure. So the instant that horse goes, oh, okay, maybe that tree's not going to make me alive, I'll let her go a little wider. Okay, I'll give her a little more room. And I'll take her a little bit further away from that thing that is scaring her. Now, I will then start to ride her back in toward that thing that is scaring her. Again, I'm not going to get close. I only want to go as close as I was last time. Okay, and when she relaxes a little bit, and you guys can see this mare relax when she lowers her head and softens, okay, I'm going to let her go wider, because there's her release, okay? If I was just to keep driving in, this mare is not going to understand what it is I want. If you look at your horse, and you're honest about it, your horse doesn't really care about the fact that you give it tugs and chuggles and kisses. What your horse actually cares about is safety and food and water. Okay, so, you know, this mare didn't wake up this morning and go, goody, 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 I get to do demos at Murrumbateman Field Days. Okay, she woke up this morning and went, you know what, where's my food, where's my water, am I safe? Okay, so, you know, we need to make the most of that in our training. Okay? The more we can make them feel safe, the better they're going to respond to our training. So the quicker that I can give to this mare and reward her when she relaxes, the better that lesson is going to stick, okay? So, you know, she gets close to that thing that's scaring her, I let her walk away a little bit. Now let's say you've got something like a riverbank or even like this fence here, there's something scaring your horse. We have a lot of those mountain type streams at our place, which are can be quite deep. And when we get riding further out into the national park country, you know, like we might have one that doesn't want to cross, and let's say this fence here is that river that the horse doesn't want to cross. So I will work my horse backwards and forwards, because I can't do a circle around a river or a creek, okay? So I'll work my horse backwards and forwards, and it'll be the exact same principle. I'll ask her to step toward that river, and then I'll let come away, okay? I'm never going to try and drive, and it's again, like I said, the biggest mistake I see is people get to a creek or a river crossing and they ride their horse into it and go, yeah, get across there, okay? Like, it scares your horse, it confuses your horse, and I'll tell you what the other thing we've learned about the horse in our country, 9 times out of 10, if they don't want to cross there, there's possibly a good reason for it, okay? So you need to make sure that everything is actually going okay and the ground is safe before you really have that argument. But see how what I'm doing here is, in my protected river, I am going, okay, I want you to cross that river, but you don't really want to cross it. So guess what I'm going to make you do? I'm going to make you move your feet. Okay? I'm going to make you work. So I'm going to go backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, because this is hard work here. When my horse is eventually accepting, and I can tell you, you're all safe on the outside fence because I'm not going to try and jump over that. But when this mare is accepting of the fact that that creek there is not so scary, I'm just going to ask her to go forward. And when she steps over that creek and goes on her way, guess how much easier that is for her than having to go backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards for half an hour. You know, horses want, they just want to eat grass. Okay, they want to relax and safe. Like I said, food, water, and safe. Food, water, and salt. You know, this mare would be quite happy if I just got off her right now. So, you know, make it easy for them to do the right thing. I have a friend in Francis, and Ian had a saying, he's like, what you want is, you want your horse to be thinking about you. How do I get this idiot to leave me alone? Okay? You think about that with your horses. Okay? If you're riding your horse will be literally going along there going, how do I get this idiot to leave me alone? Okay? So, you know, this little mare, she's pretty adept at trying to work out how she can get left alone. I don't know if anyone saw her demo yesterday. Like, she was a little keener to move around. A demo this morning, she's got a little keener. She was a little keener to stand around. She started yawning like this. This afternoon, she's pretty keen just to stand. Okay, and she's a mare that's got a lot of forward movement about her. So, you know, like, she's worked out over 3 demos that when I actually asked her to stand there so I can talk to all of you, the easiest thing for her to do is to stand there, because every time she has walked off, and if she walks off and then I'll do it again, every time she walks off, I just work her in a circle, okay? She's starting to work out, it's easy to stand there and work in a circle. So it's a bit like the same thing when you're crossing a river or got some scary, look, they got no scary trees. You know, like, whatever you're doing, you know, I want my horse to go. It's much easier just to stand here than to work. And you guys all saw that she watched that tree go down and she didn't even move. Okay, because she knows that if she moves, I'm going to make it work. So the next, you know, and I see a lot of horses on the trail, a lot of people have horses on the trail, and they have trouble with the fact that their horse wants to, like, drive their knee into a tree, or, you know, push them into a tree. And that can be a little hard to deal with for some people. Do you know what? You can fix that. It's actually not that hard a thing to fix. You're riding along, I'll have to go to my second pretend trees now, I'll pretend my gate is a tree. And if I'm riding along here, and this horse drops her shoulder and drives my knee into the tree, what's the easiest way for me to prevent that? To pull her nose back into the tree. So, if I ride this mare back in here, and she starts doing this to put my knee into that tree, what am I going to do? I'm going to pull her nose into that tree and I'm going to make her turn around. Because it's exactly the same principle as we had going on with the standing still. It would have been much easier for her to walk in a straight line than it is for me to pull her around and make her do some circles and make her walk. Then I'd let her go on. And you know, I might go a bit further. Any of you who've ever ridden those horses that want to smack your knee into a tree, it's a bit of a habit. So, you know, we might go along here and I might feel her start to drop in. So I'm going to pull her nose back into that tree. And I'm going to make her work here. Okay, I'm going to say, if you want to pull my nose, you want to pull my leg into that tree, you're going to work for that privilege. Okay? Now, after I've worked it for a little while and she's starting to listen, I'll ride off again. You know, a lot of these bad habits happen in horses. Because what people do is they go for a trail ride, and I've told this before, they go for a trail ride and they sit here and they go, and they talk to their mates and they daydream along and they think about what they're doing. And, you know, they don't take any responsibility for the fact that they are meant to be doing something with this horse. Now, you guys can see this mare, she's just headed out, okay? She's gone, I don't know, mates are back over there, so that's where I want to go, okay? She's like, well, I can't get through that fence, so I'm going to keep going a bit further. What happens is, when we go to sleep on our horses, when we go out riding and we just start chatting to our mates, thinking about what we've got to cook for tea and blah, 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 they take over, okay? I don't know whether you guys have noticed, that's a living, breathing animal, okay, and that's got a brain. I've got a mate who's a sports psychologist, and he cannot believe the difficulties people who compete in horse events have, what we have to deal with. He says, you have an animal there that is thinking and feeling and has its own agenda, okay? And she might, and she, you know, like, actually she's horsing at the moment, so, you know, her temperament has been a little less than desirable this week. She's a little hormonal. You know, so she's let me know that she's, you know, impressed about a few things. You know, like, so, but that's bad luck as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to come out here and do a demo, And like if she takes off cross pan and butts me off, and none of you guys are ever going to come to a clinic with me, you're all going to go home and go, oh, that idiot didn't know anything. You know, so she has to kind of deal with that stuff, okay? So I have to help her deal with it. So, you know, this is the thing. If we sit here and we go to sleep, remembering you have an animal with a brain that is thinking, they're going to start taking over. Like, she's going to start looking at stuff over there. You watch how much this mare starts to look around when I stop doing stuff with her. While I'm guiding her and steering her, she doesn't look at much at all. But when I just drop my hand down on there and start talking to you and pay absolutely no attention to what she's doing, you guys see how she starts to look around and she starts to think about going over there, and she just takes over, okay? Well, you know what, that might be great, you know, if you're on a trail horse that's experienced and safe, but the reality of it is most of the horses I come across these days, they very seldom see a trail, they very seldom see the bush. So, you know, if you sit on them in the bush and go to sleep, that's when they start doing things like driving your knee into a tree, because you haven't given them any directions. So you go, well, you know what, I'll just look after myself, and this is what starts to happen. You know, the big thing with a lot of these problems is that we start them, okay? So therefore, we need to adjust our training to do something about them and fix them. So, something else that you come across a lot on the trail is enclosed spaces. Now we've just got, you know, this could be a riverbank you have to ride down, you know, but you know, you've got to ride your horse through an enclosed space like this. Okay, now, you can tell my horse spends a lot of time in the bush. She has no problem in going over any obstacle that's put in front of her. So, if I were to ride my horse through an enclosed space, what a lot of horses will do when they feel trapped is they'll go through here and they'll rush when they get to here, okay? Because, you know, there could be a lion or a tiger hiding in amongst those hay bales there that's going to jump out and grab this mare on the flank and is going to, you know, scare her. So how are we going to come around this, you know? I'm going to ride this mare through, and if she rushes through, I'm going to bring her around. Now, I'm not going to do a one-range stop. Okay, a lot of people think you'll do a one-range stop, but I don't want to do a one-range stop because I don't want her to stop, if that makes sense. What I need to do is teach her that if she rushes through an enclosed space, all that's going to happen at the other side is I'm going to make her circle and work. Okay, remembering, they don't have the work ethic we do. Okay, she's more interested in, well, she's more interested in eating that bale of hay than going around it. So, you know, like, this is the thing. If I teach her that if we go through this enclosed space and she rushes, all that's in front of her is circles. All that's in front of her is work. Okay? So there is absolutely no point in her rushing through here. What you'll do if you do this often enough, and we've got some, at home we have 3 big tractor tyres dug into the ground, and they're different widths apart, so people can start by working their horses through them. You can, you know, ground work your horse through them and stuff. No, and what we do is we start with the wider gap, so the horses are comfortable with that wider gap. And then when they get, then we go to the narrower gap. Okay, so it's about making sure that they feel safe with what's going on, and making sure that they know that if they rush through something like this, there's only hard work in front of them. Okay. It's a bit like horses that rush on the trail. You know, if you get a horse that rushes on the trail, you know, ride it along on a loose rein. Every time it rushes forward, put a couple of circles into it. You know, and then when it settles down and goes back, ride it forward. If it rushes on again, put another circle into it. When it relaxes, ride it on again, wait for it, and wait. This is the thing, don't help. People are too inclined to help. I need this horse to make the mistake of her own accord, okay? I can make enough mistakes in my life. I don't need to make them for her. So, you know, I don't want to help. I will drop the reins and I'll wait for them to rush. The instant they rush, I'll pick up on the circle, okay? If they've done a little of that, you guys can see, if I squeeze her and make her trot forward, the instant I start to pick up on that rein, she's already dropping it here, okay? So, that's a really easy way to make sure that when you're on the trail, you know, if they go to rush, you've got something to go to. It's a bit like anyone here got a horse that has to be in the front when you're on trail ride, cannot be in the back or the middle. There's a really simple way to fix that. And we do a lot of it because we always have a horse turn up that that's a problem with. And we simply put them in a line and reverse their order. So, you know, what happens is those horses, as soon as they get to the front, suddenly they're at the back. And after a while, if every time that horse thinks it's getting to the front, it finds itself at the back, you can see the penny start drop. Some of them, the penny drops faster than others. But you can see the penny start to drop, and you can see that horse start to go, well, this is a little pointless. Okay, why am I wasting all this energy to race up to the front, only to find that I'm at the back? And they will eventually settle down and travel with them travel. Okay? I'm laughing, there's a client over there, and we've done a lot of this with her horse. So, you know, and gates. Okay, gates. People get so stressed about gates, okay? Now, I might get stressed about that thing, but, you know, a gate is just simply breaking down several movements, okay? So, it is walking the horse inside with parallel to something, it's reaching down, picking up the latch, opening the latch, moving the horse's body around, closing the latch and walking away. Okay? It's a simple step-by-step process. Okay? It is not anything that is overly exciting or, you know, people get really, all my horses will push a gate open with their chest. Okay? Every single one of them. Because we've broken it down step by step. So say with this one, and you might get a horse that gets a little wound up about like stopping and here. And you guys can see this mare, she doesn't really want to stop next to this. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make her work. Okay? If she doesn't want to stop there and relax, guess what she can do? She can work for her suffering. Okay? So I've got her again around a small circle. I've got her trotting. And I'm going to make her work for a while. What I want her to think is I want her to think that standing nearby this gate is the absolutely best place in the world to be. Okay? Now she goes to move on from here. I'm not going to stop her, but I'm going to work her when she does it. Okay? I'm going to let her know that if she wants to move her feet, I'm going to move them for her to the point where she's pretty keen to stop moving. Now you guys can see I'm not working real hard, I'm not even puffing yet, I might be a minute. Okay, I'm just like making this horse work around. Now, I will offer her the opportunity to walk back to the next stage. Now at this stage I don't have to worry about reaching down and doing the latch or anything like that, because I've broken this down step by step. Okay? All I want is and I just got off and went home, okay? That's the worst possible thing I can do, and I have people ask me a lot of the time, is it okay to get off if I get scared? Yes, it is. But you get off, you make sure you're safe, and if you're using something like a McCarty, or if you've got a halter and lead, this is easy. But if you don't, and this is what I will do, I will groundwork my horse to be right, okay? I'm not going to pull on the bit and carry on and do a heap of stuff, but I will make my horses work from the ground, okay? Because at the end of the day, I'm still making her work. At the end of the day, she is not getting away with bad behaviour, okay? At the end of the day, I'm not letting her just go, okay? What I am doing is I am still making her work. So if you're ever in doubt, you ever feel scared, you feel unsafe, never feel that you cannot get off. But always remember, you cannot stop everything and reward a negative behaviour and then wonder why your horse is more difficult to ride the next time you go. But anyway guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the field days. I'll be at the stand if you want to come and talk to me about anything. Thanks for listening.